Right now, there's a big hype around a $40 million airdrop on Binance. But what if most people get next to nothing from this airdrop? By the end of this video, you will know if this WLFI airdrop is actually worth your time or just a giant distraction. Because if you're coming in with $1,000, you might get disappointed. So let me break it down. I'll cover three things. One is how the airdrop will work, why this airdrop is really happening, and where the actual opportunity might be. A lot of videos I've watched did not cover this. So how would this airdrop work? To end this airdrop, you need to hold a minimum of 0.01 USD1 on Binance. It can be in your spot wallet, your funding, your margin, or your futures wallet. The campaign runs from 23rd of January to 20th of February, which is a day you can tell me happy birthday. During this period, Binance takes hourly snapshots and uses your lowest balance per day. And every Friday, they will distribute your share of the $10 million worth of WLFI token starting February 2nd. That is it. Your reward depends on how much USD1 you're holding compared to everyone else that week. So far, I've mentioned two tokens, USD1 and WLFI. So what are these? They are the tokens of World Liberty Financial. World Liberty Financial is a DeFi protocol launched by the Trump family to bridge traditional banking to blockchain. USD1 is a stable coin pegged 1-to-1 to the US dollar, meaning 1 USD1 equals $1. It is designed to be fully backed by the dollar reserve and liquid assets like short-term treasury bill. On the other hand, WLFI is the native token of World Liberty Financial. It is positioned mainly as a governance and ecosystem token. I'll come back to WLFI because that is where the real risk is. Let me let you in first on why the airdrop is really happening. Generally, airdrop usually happen for three reasons: marketing, rewarding early users, or the both of them. The famous Uniswap airdrop in 2020 was a surprise thank you that gave early users 400 uni, worth around $1,200 at launch and $17,000 at its peak. They gave this without any prior hype or marketing. But today, most airdrop are just noisy marketing stunts where you have to farm points, finish a task just to get a piece of the pie. For World Liberty Finance case, this is a big marketing. Since this campaign started, USD1 has grown very fast. It has now overtaken PayPal USD by over $1 billion in market cap. This is not small. Binance, on the other hand, is the biggest crypto exchange in the world with over 300 million users. World Liberty Financial hosting this campaign on Binance gives maximum exposure to USD1 and WLFI at a fraction of what traditional advertising is going to cost. So even if you don't participate, you hearing about this token right now from me is free promotion and marketing for WLFI and USD1. And this is the Binance effect. Now, let me make this make sense to you, as this is actually smart by World Liberty Financial. They have two tokens, like I said earlier, USD1 and WLFI. USD1 is the most important one of these two coins long term, because for a stable coin, market cap is basically supply, since the price is pegged at $1. So when coin market cap shows that USD1 is around $4.9 billion in market cap, that means that about 4.9 billion USD1 is in circulation. And since USD1 is designed to be backed 1-to-1 to the US dollars, theoretically it means there should be $4.9 billion worth of reserve backing it, whether in cash or short-term treasury assets. Now, think about it. Think about the interest earning on this amount. That is a real business. So World Liberty Financial will do everything possible to increase the adoption of USD1, because as USD1 adoption grows on chain, the more valuable and the more earning the entire ecosystem becomes off chain. Now, the WLFI coin, on the other hand, is mainly a growth and promotion token. Only about 27% is circulation, and a large portion of future supply is reserved for marketing, incentives, and campaign like this airdrop. So WLFI is essentially the fuel they are using to grow their awareness. What matters to me and you right now is how much we can earn from this airdrop. First, I want to be very clear. Nobody actually knows the exact amount. Binance does not publish how much USD1 qualifies each week. However, according to Arcan data, as of today, out of the 4.9 billion USD1 in circulation, about 2.4 billion are in Binance, out of which 1 billion was added the day the airdrop was announced. Let me use an example to explain this math. The actual results when the airdrop drops may be lower or higher. Let's assume, just for illustration, that 1 billion USD1 ends up qualifying for the airdrop in a given week. Binance is sharing $10 million worth of WLFI that week. Your share is basically your USD1 divided by the total qualifying USD1. So if you hold, say, 1000 USD1, that is 0.0001% of 1 billion, which is roughly $10 worth of WFI for that week. If you're holding 10,000, that is roughly $100. 100,000, that is roughly $1,000 in airdrop. So if you're holding $100, that is just $1. Again, this is my assumption. It can be much higher, it can be much lower. If, for example, the qualifying amount is 5 billion, your reward drops. If the qualifying amount is 500 million, your reward increases. The bigger the crowd, the smaller the slice. So the question is, will you participate? If you already have idle USDT or USDC sitting on Binance, converting it to USD1 is a low risk way to get exposure to WFI for free. But if you are moving money around expecting a life-changing result, you're going to be disappointed. However, the free WLFI you receive might be worth a lot of money in the future if more utility is added to the token. Maybe a burning mechanism or a buyback mechanism, like we see with BNB. But if it remains as is, that is, it doesn't generate yield, it has no confirmed burn or buyback, and depends heavily on narrative and adoption, then people will likely sell off after the airdrop, dropping the price of the token even further. But it's also a political narrative around World Liberty Financial. Like I said, it is a project by the Trump family. This can attract attention, but politics, like you know, it is seasonal. If WLFI succeeds long term, it needs to succeed because it has real utility, not because of who is associated with it politically. Personally, I'm participating. I want to observe how diluted the reward becomes, how WLFI behaves after the distribution, and whether interest survives once incentive stops. The whole of this conversation reminds me of something. You see, in crypto, opportunities are not scarce. Execution is. For example, in futures trading like I do, people lose because they chase hype, overtrade, enter trades late, and execute badly. That is actually why I'm building Copy Me Crypto. It is not for people who want to chase everything, but for those who want a structured risk control system. The way it works is simple. You connect your trading account, choose how much you want to raise per trade, and let me and my vetted pro traders do the trading execution. If this sounds like an app you've been waiting for, the Copy Me Crypto waitlist is open. The link is in the description of this video.